My girlfriend has never seen Phantom Menace, and I decided to show it to her. I decided to grace her with watching this beautiful film, and we just rewatched it thoroughly because the first time she wasn't paying attention. So now I think we want to discuss, I don't know, I want to get your thoughts and opinions on what you thought about the movie, some things you liked or disliked, and I know you wrote some things down, so what are some of the things that you liked or didn't like?
Didn't like? Jar Jar Binks. Why is he doesn't have an actual purpose. He just shows up.
But he does.
He runs into Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. He just shows up. And then he just gets in the way and ruins stuff.
Without him...
He's funny, not intentionally.
Okay, besides writing, without him, we wouldn't have had the alliance formed between the Naboo and the Gungans. And then we wouldn't have been able to have that whole distraction and... How else would you have gone about that? All right, this is your little director's note to George Lucas. You tell him.
I don't.
He's annoying.
I don't like Jar Jar.
You can't be like, I don't like this character and then write off his significance of the movie. He has significance. You just don't personally like it.
His intro is incredibly stupid.
That's not even a word.
His intro is incredibly stupid. How they introduced him to the movies.
All right, do you even remember how they introduced him?
He literally ran into Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
Well, I know you were paying attention in that scene. All right. What else?
Okay, the scene where Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon go to the underwater city of Naboo, and after they leave in the submarine because they're going.
Right.
The entire scene from start to finish just feels like filler to me. It definitely was not needed. Jar Jar could 100% just...
Starting from when they get into the ship or when they come into the city?
The ship, definitely. But even the city, because they didn't really need to get Jar Jar out.
Well, if we're never shown the city and that these people exist, how do we even know they're relevant to the plot and that they're going to be useful in the future?
Whatever. But especially the ship, we didn't need to travel. There's always bigger fish in the sea, okay? We didn't need that. It just felt like filler to get time.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, one of the things that I always wanted to see, but it's the reason that we I understand why we didn't see it was, you know how Padme's we'll go through the underwater, their secret passageways on the waterfall side of the. We never see that. And it's giant. They show on the map, it's this mile long pathway. So they could have cut it out. Yeah, that's fair. I have my own issues after rewatching it for the 500th time. Yeah. I don't like how they don't allow Jedi to have.
You autocorrected Anakin to Amazon.
I don't like how they don't allow Anakin to have a relationship with his mom, outside, after he leaves, yearly visits. I don't understand why the Jedi Order has to be separate from that, because Luke has a relationship with Leia. When he becomes a Jedi, he's allowed to it's not I'm cutting you off my life. I know that's different. Luke's a grown man, but I don't know. I feel it would have saved a lot of trouble if they just kind of let Luke or Anakin have a relationship with his mom.
By the time Luke came around, there was no Jedi.
I know, but
it didn't need the rules and everything.
I was saying.
That was kind of what I said for my next reason.
What was your next reason?
I kind of they expect a 9-year-old boy to not miss his mom, who up to that point he spent his entire life with. He's always been with his mom, and then they are you can't fear that you're 9 years old and you never left Tatooine and you've been a slave, so you don't know anything, but yet you cannot be afraid. They always use that against him. Not even just like 2 and 3 and like so on. They always use like his fear against him. But I'm like, he took him when he was 9, away from the only person he's ever known. Flash forward 10 years, she dies, and then what? He's not supposed to feel anything, like so.
Yeah. Just for reference, Jenna has seen all the movies, so she knows the general plot, but there's a lot that she needs to. So there's a lot she needs to take in. But yeah. First time viewing all the movies though, so she did grow up with these movies. I did. You had a bad childhood. I'm sorry.
I'm a bad child.
Anyway, that's good that you bring that up, because I kept thinking, why doesn't Qui-Gon just steal his mom?
True.
Like, I'm like, why didn't they just, you can come with us? Like Qui-Gon totally could have killed Watto. Like, I mean, unnecessary.
It's not the Jedi way.
Yeah, not to kill Watto, but like, they literally could have taken her, and what's he gonna do? Like,
Well, like you said, when I tried to counter that, you said that he could just place a bounty out.
he could, but like, I don't think a bounty hunter could kill, well, I mean, there's probably an example out there, but I really think it would have been hard, and then they could get her protection in the Republic, and the Republic has no jurisdiction, so like, there's no like laws saying that the Republic can't do that, and the Republic's against slavery, so I don't understand why they just wouldn't. And it'd save Annie a lot of trouble. Like, imagine if he could, like, you know, after Jedi training, come home to a little Jedi breakfast from his mom.
Well, it wouldn't help the attachment either.
I know, but he could have a healthy relationship, you know, with a woman, too.
Padme.
He doesn't see Padme for 10 years. First girl he's seen. What else?
He's not kissing his sister.
Yeah,
How is Darth Maul still alive? I only know he's alive
okay.
because you told me he's alive, but I've seen him not once, twice,
All right.
get cut in half, and he's falling. I know Darth Anakin slash Darth Vader is only alive because Palpatine, you know, put him in a suit and got to him. But there was no one after Darth Maul. You really think Palpatine cared about Darth Maul? He was just part of the plan.
Oh, no. Palpatine didn't care about... Let's just don't care about each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was a part of the plan, but there's always two. You heard Yoda say it.
I know I heard what you just said, but it's not what I'm...
I know, but, okay, I actually have a theory, all right? So, if you were paying really, really close attention at the beginning of the movie, when... You remember that scene where Qui-Gon is cutting the hole in the...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then, like, these droids pop out, and then they have to run, and they use force sprint. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they just, like, dash across the scene. So they can defy gravity using the force, all right? So we've established that. You've seen people force push, and so they can defy gravity, all right? And so when Darth Maul, let's say he gets cut in half, you know, he's missing his lower half, but he's still alive, all right? And he's falling, and the main reason why he should be dead is because whenever he hits the ground, the impact would kill him.
Yeah.
But if we know the force can defy gravity, he could use the force kind of to dampen the fall. Because when you watch in the Clone Wars and other movies, I think, when Jedis make huge leaps and they don't take any like fall damage. So like it makes sense that Darth Maul could survive that because he knows the force and he'd be fine.
Well, is that your counter on rank 2 for Palpatine?
Well,
I know I'm skipping a couple movies, but
Palpatine, that's different because big boom.
I have a Senate.
Like, like big like he falls down and there's an explosion, and then not to mention that he's in the Death Star and the Death Star explodes.
yeah, but
So
tell it to Disney. Tell that to Disney.
I can't. There's nothing I can do about that. We just won't count it in our headcanon. Good girl. I've raised you right. I think I have another gripe. I don't like how when they're talking about Anakin, Qui-Gon's outright in front of Anakin like, you are the chosen one.
And he doesn't have any questions either.
No, he's just like
what is it? He's just he's just standing there. Like, I'm the chosen one? Would have been like, what's the chosen? Like,
well, and it's forcing all of these expectations onto himself. He already knows there's like a lot of expectations on who he's supposed to be.
Because now he has to bring balance.
And it's this little 9-year-old with all this pressure. And I'm like, I feel like this kind of shaped.
And the council already hates him.
Yeah, like Mace Windu doesn't smile once in any Star Wars film. I'm like even when he's going to arrest.
I think he does, but when he kills Django.
He does not smile.
A little smirk.
No, he does not. I've seen that movie hundreds of times. You are wrong. The only time I've ever seen him smile is in the hand-drawn animated Clone Wars when he's fighting Grievous, I think.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's good.
I don't know if I got in there yet.
No. The OG Clone Wars,
Oh,
not
never
the. Yeah.
Oh, I watched that.
What do you mean you watched that?
The movie.
No.
Oh.
No.
There's another one.
Yes, there's another one that's like not 3D animation, 2D animation, like an old Disney cartoon. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Please don't kill me. Help. Ouch. And the studio behind Samurai Jack drew it.
I'm looking at your list.
Oh, don't look at my list. Don't look at my
Never even
list.
say so.
Okay. Anyway, he fights Grievous, and it's very. Oh yeah. Why does Darth Maul struggle to like when Obi-Wan hops up over, Darth Maul's just standing there, like he's shocked, like, and he totally could have blocked Obi-Wan.
Yeah, because he was looking down. Like, he was literally looking at him from like Obi-Wan's hanging down. And he's over here like that.
Yeah, and then he flips
so
over
funny.
in a span of like 3 seconds, and we know he has these force reflexes. I don't understand. I'm like like every time I watch that, I'm like, it makes 0 sense that he's in shock, because it's like he's a Jedi, he's a Force user.
He did have, like, I guess you don't think it's an advantage, but I think it's an advantage if you have like the 2 lightsaber.
It's an advantage, yeah, but he's got cut in half. Obi-Wan cuts it in half. So.
Yeah, but before that, I'm saying he technically still had the advantage because he had 2. And Obi-Wan only had 1.
Yeah, but not.
And he wasn't even using his own lightsaber toward the end. He had to use
Yeah.
5 guns.
Yeah. I don't know. That's probably my only few gripes. Is there anything I don't know, anything else you liked about the movie or didn't like? Now, if I had it on camera, there were a few times where Jenna started laughing at Jar Jar.
Yeah, because he's unintentionally funny. Like when he falls, it's so funny.
That's
when
intentional
he was sleeping
by the director.
That was kind of funny.
That was sleeping. I never noticed that. It's like, so in the scene where Anakin is like curled up in the corner, like they don't have a bed for him, so they put him on the floor. And Padme comes over and she's like, she's talking to him and he's like, I'm so cold. I'm like, get this man a blanket. But during all of this, Jar Jar is like, all of the shots, and like you can either see his feet or his head, and he's like snoring.
He's just sleeping away. No cares in the world.
I know. I never noticed that. So that was fun.
The age difference between Anakin and Padme still gets me, because if I was 14 and I befriended this little 9-year-old boy, I don't care if it's like 10 years in the future. If I've known you since you were a little kid, that's just weird.
Would you still love me if we met each other when I was 9 years old?
I don't know, because I'd be like 24 and you're 19. It's like I'm in my mid-20s, you're a teenager. That's just weird. I mean, they're cute, I guess, when they actually get together.
Cute?
I guess they're kind of cute when they actually get together, but that age difference still gets me.
I know you struggle to see red flags sometimes, so.
See all of yours.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah. I think the only thing, like, every time going back, like, I like it, but also I like kind of hate not hate, but it's kind of a drag sometimes. The whole battle scene where it keeps swapping between, like, the fight with Darth Maul, the fight in space, the fun, like it's all interesting, and I like it. But sometimes I just like, don't cut away from the Darth Maul fight. Just keep it going. I don't really care about what's going on. The spaceship stuff's fun.
And we care about Anakin.
Yeah, the Anakin stuff, and that's obviously
too.
that's no. But like I'm talking about like the battlefield with the Gungans.
Oh. Yeah, I don't really care about that.
Yeah. I think the whole Anakin scene when he's in the starfighter definitely a callback to the OG Star Wars. I think George Lucas like specifically
With Luke.
Specifically put that in. Yeah, with Luke. To I don't know, to appease the old fans.
Or just to see that, like
That he's a-
like son.
Yeah, he's a good fighter. Yeah.
Because everyone keeps saying you're just as good as your father, maybe even better, when he's like in the speeders and stuff. So.
How do you feel about young Annie turning into a Darth Vader?
So cute. And at the very end, when Palpatine's like, "You have to watch your career," and I'm like, don't touch him. Get your hand off of him. He is 9. Leave him alone. Like, from that moment that he touches Anakin and says that to him, he's plotting. He's plotting. He's like, I'm gonna watch him. He's gonna become my new apprentice when he gets older. Shit's gonna go down. Like, from that moment, he's plotting and plotting and plotting of how he's going to, persuade Anakin to go to the bad side, the dark side.
And the whole time you're flipping him off.
I am. I don't like it.
Every time he comes on screen without fail.
No, I would say though, because you made me watch the original trilogy first before we went back and watched the prequels. But I know you were surprised when I realized that was, Palpatine.
Yeah.
The very first time I watched, I'm like, oh, wait, that's the Emperor guy. You're like, oh my God, you actually got that? And I'm like, okay. Yeah,
Spot on
the same
impersonation.
nose, and the way he talks, only thing he does is just like changes it a little bit, but doesn't really change that much.
Yeah. You were wondering why he didn't have yellow eyes when he's
Yeah, I didn't know you can. Well, okay, I guess that does make sense, because for Anakin we get one clip of his eyes that are yellow when he like just got done.
I think we get 2 or 3.
Killing the Viceroy or something, and he like turned around and had yellow eyes, and then after that, like no matter what other scene, like before, no, he didn't have yellow eyes then, but he also, that was before he killed them. But after that scene where he killed the Viceroy, we never saw his yellow eyes again.
We do, right before he's gonna jump and get the high ground. And he's like,
I see his eyes change after he's like 0 limbs burning in lava. That is when I see his eyes.
you have 0 limbs.
Like, yeah, that's like the only time, because when he sees Padme, he doesn't have yellow eyes, because obviously he's talking to his wife. But yeah, I didn't notice it again until he's like, a crisp.
Can you imagine going to the store in London? Can you get me some crisps? And it's a bag of little Anakins. I think you burnt them too much.
That's the point.
Well, okay. So what was your favorite scene in the whole Phantom Menace?
I don't know.
If you need a reminder of the plot, I can.
I got it. We literally just finished watching it not an hour ago. I don't know when it ended.
What? Come back here. Easy option, the duel. Okay. Are you still upset about Qui-Gon dying?
No, okay. Oh, no. And Anakin accidentally blows up the
The entire droids.
Yeah. I didn't know what it was called. It's not really a ship.
Station.
The droid station. I think that was pretty cool.
That was cool. Nice
Because
explosion.
everyone's like, we can't destroy it. It's too strong. Whoosh, comes out little 9-year-old. Yay! Yeah. I'm just like, y'all, I got bested by a 9-year-old just now. Like, how come he did it? I know he did it by accident, but still.
Now this is pod racing.
This is pod racing.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like Qui-Gon. I think you were talking about earlier how you wish he didn't die.
Yeah, I wish he didn't. But at the same time, after watching again, I don't.
Thoughts?
I'm thinking. I don't know. Anakin was gonna break the rules no matter what. He never agreed with the Jedi Council. He was also mad at them.
Right.
But I love how Obi-Wan goes from this rule follower to this rule breaker, because he was Qui-Gon's dying wish, and then after that, I know he kind of goes back to following the rules again in the rest of the movies, but he does tend to break more of the rules with Anakin than he ever did in his whole life.
Right. Yeah. Well, that we know of.
True.
Yeah.
Because Anakin never followed the rules. He was all mad at them.
You do a good Anakin face, by the way. Not when you're smiling. Maybe we'll get that one day. I don't know. It would have been interesting if Qui-Gon stayed alive, because they could be like a little family unit, like Qui-Gon the father. Sorry, Obi-Wan the older brother. They could go back, steal Shmi, have a mother figure. I don't know. I don't know. It's always sad seeing Qui-Gon die, but I think it was necessary because he learned how to be a Force ghost.
If Qui-Gon didn't die, I don't think Obi-Wan would have gotten promoted either. Because remember, in earlier, they were so against it. They're like, no.
They weren't so against it. They were just like, Qui-Gon, don't tell us how to do our jobs. We know what we're doing. So, I mean,
this sped up the process for him.
Yeah. Well, when you kill a Sith, that's kind of a big deal. Yeah, I think my favorite scene had to be the duel. Just so cool. So much. All the duels are awesome, though.
My favorite duel in the entire Star Wars universe
is the one with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan on New Hope.
On the Kenobi show.
I thought it would be the New Hope.
No, on the Kenobi show.
You love the New Hope one. When they're fighting with their arthritis.
Get two old guys to fight and it's slow mo. They're just standing.
I don't think it was in George Lucas's budget to have a sword fighter choreographer in the first film.
That's my favorite one in the entire Star Wars universe, the Kenobi show between
Really?
Darth and him. Yeah.
The first or second one?
The final one.
Where he gets buried under rocks?
Yeah, that entire duel though.
Based on what?
It's just really cool.
The emotional atmosphere or the choreography?
It's just really cool, especially because if you watched, 1 through 3, you know their entire relationship and where they've gotten to this point.
I guess.
And now, they're coming back and seeing each other for the first time, which is not supposed to happen. The first time they ever saw each other again was supposed to be A New Hope, per...
She's gone down the TikTok rabbit hole of all this Star Wars knowledge.
Because it's true, George Lucas even said this is A New Hope. It's the first time they've seen each other in years. In 19 years.
Yeah.
But Kenobi show, ruins that. But it's still fun to watch. Because it's because he just found out a few episodes prior that Anakin's still alive. He was assuming Anakin was dead, because why would you not be dead when you are getting alive?
Got a bag of crisps.
When you are being burned to death. Burned to death by lava. Why would you not die? Oh. And I always liked it, especially when like you realize it's like when it's Hayden, and then his voice goes in and out from Hayden to what's his face? Earl Jones, something Earl Jones.
Oh gosh.
Something
No hate.
Something Earl Jones.
John. No, John. Oh, this is bad.
Something Earl Jones. It keeps going in between their two voices, and it's fun because like Obi-Wan's just standing there like he's like deer in the headlights, you know, like just seeing a ghost, you know, war flashbacks, and Anakin's just like, I remember everything.
Can you imagine if when after Obi-Wan cuts off all of Anakin's limbs, if you walked back up to Anakin and decapitated him? I get a free pass. You did this to Count Dooku.
Yeah, that.
Whoa, let's save that one for the Revenge of the Sith.
I know there's a couple of things I was gonna say, but like I want to save it till we get.
Yeah, we're gonna reanalyze all the movies, so.
Yeah, so we never really introduced ourselves or explained before we jumped.
It's okay.
Into it.
Doesn't matter. We're
But-
talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, we're gonna like this is the first episode. We're talking about the first episode. Our next podcast episode is gonna be not Star Wars related as a buffer.
Podcast. More like, I don't know about podcasts. I'd say just talking about it. When I think of podcasts, I think of 3-4 hours.
I listen to a lot of podcasts.
We're listening to some different stuff.
Anyway, and then our third episode will be the second.
Yeah, so we want to cover all the movies and
Not 7, 8, 9.
maybe for
My entire list would just be number one.
number
the
one, yeah.
entire movie.
Yeah, but you know, you've only seen each movie once, so we're going back and rewatching them. And
I should
it's
write a synopsis for 7, 8, 9 of how I would want it my way.
yeah. Oh, I'm sure we can get into that. Well, that's why we'd watch them. We can watch them, and you could say everything they did bad. An episode.
It should have been.
Yeah,
Right.
I've trained her well. Yeah. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully, we'll have a Attack of the Clones episode out soon. Roger.
Roger. That's the first time you said that.
All right. Bye.